Okay. Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye Janmadi Asya Yato Anvaya Idara Sacha Vidnya Swarat Tene Brahma Adi Havaye Tene Brahma Rade Adi Havaye Mukhyanti Suraya Tejo Vari Mritam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Sargo Mrisa Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasakoham Satyam Param Dhimahi Nihama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukamukad Amridam Diva Samyuttam Vivada Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So in the last class, we saw where Uddhava and Vidura had a conversation, and Vidura was asking about the welfare of the Yadu dynasty. He was just asking how everyone is doing over there, and then he was asking about people in Dwaraka, how they are doing. And then when Uddhava heard these names, he immediately recollected Krishna. Because at the time Krishna is no more, he left the planet. So he immediately recollected Krishna's pastime starting from his childhood. Right. Everything he was just remembering, he was just pouring out how Krishna, his activities and everything was so wonderful. He also spoke about those activities that happened in Mathura, Gokul, Mathura, and in Dwaraka, and all those things he was just talking. And then finally he said that Supreme Lord left the planet. He left the planet. So after Vidura heard this one, he became emotional. And then finally Uddhava said, now you reminded me more about Krishna. I need to follow Krishna's instruction. Badrika Ashram is where I need to go. Nara Narayana, incarnation of Krishna, in a ascetic form, are there. So I need to go there and fully dedicate myself in the service of Nara Narayana and remember Sri Krishna. So I'm going to go. Uddhava said this one. When Uddhava said this one, Vidura said, my dear Uddhava, you're just going to leave. Before you leave, can you please share and tell me what are the things that you heard from Krishna? You are the last person to see Krishna before Krishna departed. Could you please tell what are those things that Krishna shared that with you? So Vidura said, Jnanam Param Swatam Raha Prakasham Yed Aha Yogeshwari Ishwaraste Vaktum Bhavan No Arhati Yed Di Vishnur Brityaha Swa Brityartha Kritat Charanti. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe the self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by Lord himself. Because he heard directly from Krishna. So he wants to hear, what did Krishna tell you? What did he tell you? I want to be enlightened as well. And people, especially like you, Uddhava, they just keep roaming. They don't settle in one place. If you see the sadhus and sannyasis, one of the key things is they don't sit in one place. They keep traveling. Traveling is their whole program, right? And even you see that they don't sit in one tree more than certain days because they feel they're afraid that they will get attached to that tree. Therefore, they don't want to sit in one tree also. They keep changing places, travel places and so forth. And why do they do that? Especially because whatever knowledge that they have, they want to share with others. Share with others. Sri Uddhava said, when Vidura said this one, Uddhava said that you may take lessons from the great learned sage Maitreya. Maitreya, you're going to have there's going to be you're going to meet with Maitreya Rishi, and you can hear all those things from Maitreya Rishi. Maitreya Rishi, who is nearby, is not too far, who is watchful for reception of transcendental knowledge. He was directly instructed by personality of Godhead. What happened was, when Krishna said, the story goes like this. It was time for Krishna pastime to come to an end. And as Krishna was finishing his pastime, how did Lord Ram finish his pastime? He took all the Ayodhya people along with him and went back to Vaikuntha. Nothing was left out in Ayodhya. When Ram left Ayodhya, complete empty. The whole city was empty. Right? Of course, except Hanuman. Hanuman chose not to go, but everyone were with Rama. They left. Whereas when Krishna went, he didn't even take one person with him. There's a vast difference between Ram's Leela and Krishna's Leela, right? Ram took everyone with him. Krishna did not left everyone, and he just alone left. But then when he was leaving, before that, what happened was the Yadus, the family members of Krishna, they all fully got intoxicated. These things we'll see later. They got fully intoxicated and they fought with each other, killed each other. Krishna's family members, they fought and killed each other. Nothing was left. No family, because there was a curse also. Right? This is just a surface. We'll see later when we go to that particular canto. Now they all finished except one person left, grandson of Krishna. Right? But then everyone was finished. Uddhava knows very well that Krishna's family members getting killed, Krishna's leaving, it is not because of how we all fight and leave. It is Krishna's will. His desire, his pastime has to come to a closure. Therefore, these things out of his own sankalpa, our own desire, he finished everything. Now he said to Uddhava, now that you please go to Badrika Ashram, and whatever I told you, you can share with others. You go. But then what happened was, Uddhava was not ready to leave Krishna. No, just say, Krishna, you just leave, and I'm going. How someone is going to leave Krishna and go? And then he was just following Krishna. Wherever Krishna was going, he was just behind Krishna. He couldn't leave Krishna at all. And there was a Prabhasa Kshetra. There's one place where Krishna came. He sat over there, and then he was relaxing. At that time, Uddhava also sitting. And interestingly, Maitreya Rishi also came to the spot. Uninvited guest. He also came to the spot. While Uddhava was asking some questions to Krishna, Maitreya Rishi was also in the conversation, hearing all those conversations between both of them. Therefore, Maitreya Rishi knows exactly what the conversation is. In other words, Krishna also instructed Maitreya Rishi. So both of them were there. So therefore, Uddhava said, Maitreya Rishi would be the ideal person to tell you the conversation happened. But I cannot wait any further. He would be more qualified than me. He is the right person to tell you. Therefore, I am leaving. You take the instruction from Maitreya Rishi. He told to Vidura. Shukadeva Goswami said, O king, after that discussing with Vidura the transcendental name, fame, qualities, etc. on the banks of Yamuna. This all conversation is happening in Yamuna, near Yamuna Nadi river. Yamuna Nadi. Now you can hardly find a river in Yamuna. It's just completely dried up, and all the industrial things are coming up, and it's quite sad. There's nothing is there right now. But Yamuna Nadi that's where, close to that place where Krishna, with Vidura and then Uddhava was having conversation. Uddhava was overwhelmed with great affliction. He passed the night as if it were a moment, and thereafter he went out. He left that place. Chapter 5 starts. Here's a conversation where Vidura has happened to going to meet with Maitreya Rishi. After Uddhava left, the place, and Uddhava went to Badrikashram. Went into Badrikashram. So Vidura was continuing his journey, yatra. He was continuing his journey. Now he came to Haridwar, where Ganges are close by. What Haridwar is where the Ganges. Haridwara means is a place. Haridwara means the entrance of actually the, like how we say gateway of what is it? Arch, whatever, like that is. Huh?
Gateway of West.
Okay, gateway was like that. Haridwara. Dwara means is a gateway for the spiritual world. So that's where Ganges also. So Vidura Uvacha. Jnanam param swatam raha prakasham yed aha yogeshwara ishwarete vaktum bhavan no arhati yad dhi vishnur brityaga swa brityartha kritascharanti. Vidura said, okay, this week. So further question, Vidura Uvacha. Now, Sri Vidura said, O great Brahmana, since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the complete spiritual whole and is unchangeable, how is he connected with the material modes of nature and their activities? What happened at this point of time? Maitreya Rishi is already there. Maitreya Rishi was sitting there, and Vidura came there. He saw Maitreya Rishi, he could identify Maitreya Rishi. He fell at the feet of Maitreya Rishi. As usual, he gave an glorified Maitreya Rishi. He glorified Maitreya Rishi and he requested him, I am here to hear from you. As per the instruction of Uddhava, I am here. I have some questions and want to know what you heard from Krishna. So please help me and tell me this one. The Bhagavatam is going to start. Please understand, this is all conversation happening from between people and between people and between people and between people. The story has not started yet. But this is all part of Bhagavatam. We are reading. But then what they said Bhagavatam is going to start very soon. The Vidura said, O great Brahmana, since the Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead is a complete spiritual whole and is unchangeable, how is he connected with the material modes of nature and their activities? If this is this pastime, how do the activities of the unchangeable take place and exhibit qualities without the modes of nature? Leelaya chapi udnyeram nirgunasya gunaha kriyaha. Now his question is, he understands that the Lord appears in different avatars. So when he appears, where does he going to appear? He has to appear in this world. He's not going to appear somewhere else. If he's going to appear in this world, and this world is covered by three modes, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Three modes are covered in this world. And we know very well, as soon as you come into this world, there's no escape of three modes. When the Lord descended into this world, that means, how can he be free from three modes? How can he be from three modes? We are all affected by the three modes. Yes? Therefore, Lord appears and takes an avatar. He comes here. He also performs activities. He also gets angry. He also gets thirsty. He also is hungry. He also feels sleepy. He also does so many things. Is that all these activities are also influenced by the three modes? Please understand, not that Vidura has completely no knowledge. He's asking, if we ask, we can understand. We don't know. We are asking this question. And Vidura is asking, I thought Vidura means is avatar, is an expansion or incarnation of. Do you know who Vidura is? It's going to come. Story will be coming later. Vidura is none other than Yamaraj. Yama. Yes. Mandhava Rishi. There's a story. The story goes like this, where there's a Rishi called Mandhava Rishi. This Rishi was a young boy. One time what happened was, he grew up, very nice cultured family. He grew up. What happened? A king, for some reason, whatever reason, the soldiers of the king caught hold of Mandhava Rishi and put him into the jail. For no mistake of whatever he did. He didn't do any mistake, but they somehow or the other mistakenly thought that Mandhava Rishi has committed something wrong. Therefore, he put him into the jail. And then the judgment was given that he has to be finished. There is in those days, there's some methods of giving punishment, severe punishment. And then And then Mandava Rishi was almost going to be chopped off, killed. That time, somehow or the other, the message came to the king and to the soldiers that he is the innocent. He is not the actual victim of the incident that happened, and he was released. Mandava Rishi was released. As soon as the Rishi was released, he was great ascetic, right? So he has power of doing whatever he wants to do. He was thinking, what has happened to me? Just from nowhere, I've been pulled out of my ashram, put into this situation, have to go through some mental torture, almost going to be killed, and been released. Therefore, something is not right here in this whole program. Something has been mistaken. Some mistake has been happened. He went straight to Yamapatna. He can go. He can travel everywhere. So he went in front of Chitragupta and then Yamaraj. He said, "See, this is what has happened to me. I want to understand, for anything that's happening in one's life, there should be some background. It's not going to happen by just like that. It's not going to happen by chance. Anything is going to be based on something that happened in our life in past. Whatever we have committed, that's what we're paying for. So what is that? I have to go through this one. Have I done any bad karma or something? What mistake I've done?" And Yama said, "Well," he opened his laptop, MacBook, and then checked everything. And he found out that when you were a small kid, around 5 years old or so, around that age, you caught hold of a small insect and you're playing with the insect, and you're playing in such a way that insect was getting tortured, almost going to be dead, but you released this insect. Therefore, you have to pay for that karma, bad karma. You are paying for this one. And this Rishi became very upset with the policy that Yamaraj had. He said, "What? How old was I?" "You were around 5 years old." 5-year-old kid did something and you gave such a huge punishment? This doesn't seem to be a right policy. So I'm going to change the policy. So anything that a child does until the age of around 7, that goes to the parents. After that, the child will bear their karma. So already we have enough. On top of it, this is another added 7 years of karmas. Right? So this was, and then because you made a mistake like that, you've been born as a Sudra, low born. I curse you. And then Yamaraj did not get offended. They are great sages, great souls. They will never get offended by if anyone says something. So he took that is the same Yamaraj who has appeared as Vidur. So this is also told in this part of the story. And then Vidura was, so therefore the point was I was trying to make is Vidura knows everything. He knows everything. He's complete Dharmaraja. He knows everything. But then he's asking, because sometimes I go and sometimes talk to kids like that. Immediately I get a response, I know that. I know that. But they tell 10 times the same thing. When we say second time, they get frustrated. Right? It happens like that. But Vidura was asking these things, even though he knows, he's asking these things for the welfare of the society, for humanity. So therefore he's asking that how is it the Lord's Leela when he appears, how is he's not getting affected? And like that. क्रीडायाम् उद्यमो ऋषभस्य कर्णस् चिकीर्तिसान्यतः स्वतस्तृप्तस्य च कथं निवृत्तस्य तदान्यतः. Boys are enthusiastic to play. Are you? Are you enthusiastic to play? Okay. You get more enthusiastic when you see another children are playing. You decide you want to get, oh, they are playing, let me also join them and play, right? Okay, so he's giving an example over here. Can you read this one?
Boys are enthusiastic to play with other boys or with various diversions because they are encouraged by desire. But there is no possibility of such desire for the Lord because he is self-satisfied and detached from everything at all times.
So what makes us to be active is our desire. Our desire is especially when we see some other thing, we feel like I want to do something like that. The children are getting attracted by seeing other children are playing. Right? The adults are getting attracted by someone else having something or doing something. They want to do something like that, attracted by something. So if you see closely, you observe our activities, our actions are mostly based on our happiness. Things like that are mostly based on when we see the other people or other things outside, right? And we want to be like that, we want to do like that, we want to enjoy like that, right? When we see other things like that. But Vidura's question is that God, how is he motivated? Is he motivated like how we get motivated? Because we all know God is self-satisfied. He doesn't need to find happiness from outside. He is self-satisfied. Right? Therefore, he is asking, but there is no possibility of such desire for the Lord because he is self-satisfied and detached from everything at all times. Detached from everything from all time. It's another point that he is saying. He is completely detached. Therefore, he is detached. Because he is detached, the external thing is not going to be a cause of his happiness or distress. Because we are all having problems because we are attached to the external things. That's where the big difference is. So we are attached to the external things. When the attached things goes for a distance, we get depressed. When the attached things come closer, we get happiness. Right? And when the attached thing is, we have a feeling that the attached thing is going to disappear from our sight, that creates a bhaya, fear. That creates a fear. When the fear becomes in reality, it happens, that becomes sadness. You see the different phases of our same thing. Right? Same thing with the same thing. The object is there. When the object is present in front of our eyes, we are very happy. When the object is coming closer to us, we become excited. When the objects move further, we become little fearful or sad. We actually become fearful, and the object goes further up, further down, further, and it disappears, and it goes further and further and further away from us. That creates a sort of a fear in our heart, mind. It creates a fear. Is it going to go away from me? Is he not going to love me anymore? Is my child is going to reject me, etc. All sort of things comes. It just goes away and away and away in distance. When it disappears, and that point of time is no more fear. Correct? You don't fear at that point of time. There's no bhaya, and that bhaya turns into sadness. Bhaya, no more fear. It's gone. It's happened. Therefore, it becomes sadness. But it's all happened because of one reason, because I am attached to that object. The object can be a living object or a non-living object. Therefore, my attachment. Therefore, Krishna is not attached to anything. God is not attached to anything. God doesn't need to create anything and happiness because of the external things. How is that? How does that work? The pure soul is, who wants to read? Vyum, please read that one.
The pure soul is a pure consciousness, never out of consciousness, either due to circumstances, time, situations, dreams, or other causes. How then does he become engaged in them?
Due to circumstances, the pure consciousness is the pure consciousness I was talking about, the consciousness that usually living entities have, is not based on any of those things. The pure consciousness is not based on the time, place, circumstances, how our consciousness and our dreams are. It's none of those things, right? How then does become engaged in nescience? That means another question is asking is, how we are all spirit soul, we are all atmas. Yes? Okay. If we are atma is material or spiritual? Atma is spiritual. If it is spiritual, it has to be pure. If it is pure, then why and how it get entangled into material things? How it get entangled into material things? Bhagavan ek ivesha sarva kshetreshu avastitah amusya durbhagatvam va Kleshava karmabhi kutaha. The Lord as a super soul is situated in every living being's heart. Why then do the living entities' activities results in misfortune and misery? So Vyum, is God present in you?
Yes.
Is God present in your mom?
Yes.
What about your dad?
Yes.
What about your friends?
Yes.
What about those friends whom you don't like?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So God is present in everyone. That means. Okay. Okay. So if God is present within everyone, and how is that there's a fortune and misfortune happens? Wherever God is present is always auspicious. Yes or no? That means I should not have headache. I should not grow old. I should not have any problems. Life should be fantastic because who's present within me? Is a true statement or not? Okay. Why do we go to temple? For that reason, temple is a place which where God is present, is sattvic, is peaceful, is nice vibration. Mantras are chanted. People are in good consciousness, at least during that point of time, because God is present. Well, is God not present within us? Is our body not a temple? That means yes. Right? So why then there is a misfortune and fortune and all those different things happens? I'm just not questioning. Vidura is asking these questions to Maitreya Rishi. Why so? Misfortune results when God is present. Right? When Father is present, right? Same here. So when your son is present, are you not going to take care of making sure his sitting place is better, his clothings are better, wherever is, are we not going to monitor him constantly and make sure he's safe and in a good condition? Is God is not Father of everyone? Is He not present within us? So is He not supposed to take care of us, having always fortune? Is He doing that? Answer is yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, wonderful. But in surface level, we see there's differences. Seem to be there's misfortune happens in my life. Today is okay, tomorrow is different, right? Like that. Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya is saying, Seyam Bhagavata Maya yan nayena virudhyate Ishvarasya vimuktasya karpanyam uta bandhanam. Sri Maitreya said. You want to read?
Certain conditioned souls put forward the theory that the Supreme Brahman, or the personality of Godhead, is overcome by illusion or Maya. At the same time, they maintain that he is unconditioned. This is against all logic.
So there are philosophy where the philosophy says the Supreme Brahman, Supreme God, is illusion. God is illusion. Okay? And that logic doesn't apply here. Now Maitreya is giving an answer to him. Why? Because Vidura has asked this question. Is God is also influenced like how we are influenced by the three modes? Right? Therefore he is telling there are schools of thought which says that the Lord who's pure is now become conditioned by Maya, illusion. God is also illusion now. When God realizes himself, then he becomes God. What? Right? So that's yad artena vinamusya pumsam atma viparyah pratiyat upadristva swasiris siras chitanadikah siras. Now a person is sleeping. While he is sleeping, he is feeling that his head is cut off. And he's seeing that. Is it possible? Can you see yourself, your head is being cut off? Can you? You cannot see. But this person who's dreaming is seeing his head is being cut off, he's getting fear, he's becoming fearful. It doesn't work. The logic doesn't seem to be proper. Right? How can that work? It's like that. He's giving Maitreya Rishi is giving an example like that. He's giving the living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity. He has no factual background. like a man who dreams that he sees his head cut off, which means that he is misidentifying himself. Because he is misidentified himself, when the example is given that I am sleeping and I am feeling that the tiger is chasing me. When I get up, the tiger is not there. Tiger is not there. Another example is I'm sleeping, I'm feeling my head is cut off, and I'm watching my head is being cut off. How is that possible? It's not going to happen. That means the watcher is different than the person who's going through the situation. Okay? Therefore, we are misidentifying ourselves with this body. Because we are misidentifying with ourselves with this body, we are getting disturbed. We are thinking there's a fortune and there's a misfortune happening to me. Now, as the man reflected on water appears to the seer to tremble, the moon, right? The moon appears. Now, have you ever seen the moon trembling? Does the moon tremble? Shake? No. But go to a nearby pond on a full moon day, beautiful full moon day, and you see the reflection of the moon on the pond, on the lake, right? And throw a small stone on the pond. And the clear moon, when you throw a small stone, pebble on the lake, what happens to the scene? The reflection. Huh? Yeah? It shakes, right? It trembles. Right? That means I'm thinking the moon is trembling now. I'm seeing that moon is trembling now. Is that the fact? That's not the fact. That's not the fact. Right? The moon never gets trembled in its original position. Like that, the Atma, we are never into any problems. Never into any problem. It's a reflection, and the reflection of the things that we start imagining. I am being affected. I am going through problems. I am suffering. I am now happy. All those things. It's like a moon's reflection is being disturbed by a pebble stone. In reality, the moon is not disturbed. In reality, the Atma is never disturbed. Atma is never disturbed. And how do we understand this one? How do we come to that realization? More we get attached to the body, more simple things happen, we get disturbed. Right? The more we try to detach ourselves from the body, then whatever happens is not going to disturb us. Is not going to disturb us. And we're going to get an answer how to come to that stage, right? That's also Krishna, and we're going to see over here very soon. Now, savai nivritti dharmena vasudevananu kampaye bhagavat bhakti yogena tirodita shanair iha. Now he is giving an answer. Maitreya Rishi is giving an answer. So you see the example of some examples has been given. What are the examples given? The man's head has been cut off, and this person is seeing that his head has been cut off. And the second example is given, the moon reflection is given, right? And this is all because of the attachment, because of misidentifying ourselves with the body. So how do we get to a solution? Is there a solution that we can become more self-aware? More self-aware. More self-aware. The answer is given here. Vasudevanu kampaya. Vasudevanu anukampaya. Anukampaya means mercy of God. Anukampam. Anukampam means mercy of God, grace of God. By the grace of the Lord, Vasudeva. Vasudeva anukampaya. Bhagavad bhakti yogena. Bhagavad bhakti yogena. By performing yoga. What yoga? Bhakti yoga. It's not mentioned in Ashtanga yoga or any other yoga. Simple. Bhakti yoga. By performing bhakti yoga towards who? Bhagavat. Bhagavat means Bhagavan. Vasudeva. Bhagavan Vasudeva. By performing bhakti towards Vasudeva, by Vasudeva anukampaya, by his mercy, tirodita shaneriha. The devotional service, one can easily become detached from whatever that is pulling us. We can easily get detached. When the senses are satisfied in the seer super soul, the personality of Godhead, and merged in him, all miseries are completely vanquished as after a sound sleep. Sound sleep. How you feel so? You have a did you have a sound sleep, Ravi? Did you have a sound sleep? I should ask your wife. How will you know if you had sound sleep or not? Only your spouse will know, or your children know. Oh my God. Yeah, he had a sound sleep, but I didn't have any sleep. Right? So sound sleep means there's no any sort of, you're in a state of no any dreams. There's no dreams, nothing, right? Not that you had a, did you have a sound sleep? Yeah, I had a sound sleep, wonderful dream. That means that's not a sleep. You had a disturbed sleep. Even if it's a wonderful dream that you get, that doesn't mean you had a good sleep. It's a disturbed sleep. There shouldn't be any dreams at all. In other words, right? You're just peacefully sleeping and getting up completely rejuvenated, completely charged up, Right? Like that is saying here, when we get connected to the, in other words, it is said in the Shastra that sleep is so very important to all of us, that when you sleep, it's like we all, before going to, as a religious practice, we do one thing before going to sleep. What do? Everyone has something to do. I'm not going to ask what you do. Everyone will charge their cell phone. Yes or no? Put their cell phone into charge. That you do? For sure? Mostly? You put your cell phone into the charge. And the cell phone is being charged overnight. Next day you plug it out and the phone is ready to be used. Yes? Yes. Okay. If you don't put your cell phone to charge, what happens next day? You cannot use it. It'll be draining. You can use for some time and it's going to be drained. Battery out, low battery, done. You have to again charge it, right? Phone can be charged any point of time. Likewise, the human body, we should also get our charge. We also be charged. Our battery charge is nothing but having a good sleep. Good sleep is important, and that sleep has to be when, do you know? The cell phone can be charged only during night time. It can be charged any time during the day, but that's not the case with the human body. The body has to be charged only during night time. Yeah, night time we have to sleep and it gets charged. When we sleep at the night time, what happens is Atma Param. Where do we get our charge is an important thing. Now we are connecting, our socket is Paramatma. We get connected to Paramatma. Atma, Paramatma get connected during that point of time. That's why when we get up we feel fresh. Because the connection happens during the sleep time. Only during the night time we have to sleep, not during the Bhagavatham class. Don't think now we close, someone will be close. What are you doing? I am with Paramatma. Because you told we have to get connected to Paramatma and just dozing off. No, that's not what Paramatma connection means. Now, when the senses are satisfied by the connection with Supreme Lord, and this person is completely charged up. Completely charged up. Father, who wants to read? Can someone?
Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of God, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet.
So here Vidura has been told by Michael Rishi, simple Bhakti Yoga is being told in the previous sloka. Perform Bhagavate Bhakti Yoga, by performing Bhakti Yoga. And how do you perform Bhakti Yoga? By hearing and chanting. Simple, by hearing and chanting. And by remembering his pastime and his stories, one can completely get relieved from this material existence. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says the same thing as one of the solutions. Janma Karma. Krishna says in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the same story. He said, just by remembering, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, by remembering my pastimes, my appearance and disappearance, all those things, one can easily get relieved from this material existence. What easy program can there be than this? All we have to do is simply hear Krishna Katha and chant his name. That's all we have to do. Very simple. By doing this one get relieved. Means I can't even imagine how merciful God is. So, simply by chanting and hearing the transcendental being form, qualities, etc., Krishna we can easily get rid of all our miserable condition. Therefore, what to speak of those who have maintained abstraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord lotus feet. This is only for people who are sitting and hearing. And my theory is saying that just imagine not only sitting and hearing, this person is doing some service. What about them? If they only get so much benefit, if they're doing some service for the Lord, what benefit they will get? Right? Vidra said, Oh, powerful sage, my Lord, all my doubts about the Supreme Personality of God and the living entities have now been removed by your conceiving words. My mind is now perfectly entering into them. Now I'm getting everything clear. All is clear. All my doubts are gone. Is it not something like Gita? Arjuna say, Krishna, Arjuna, your doubts are gone. You're still having it here attentively. All your doubts are gone. Arjuna said, yes, my Lord. I'm free of all the doubts. By hearing, is read.
By serving the feet of the marched, one is unable to transfer justice in the service of the personal God, who is unchangeable in the and whose service like Krishna's one is distance.
By serving, he's talking to my Rishi. By serving the great souls, spiritual masters like you, one can get all the benefit. The learned Ramana, please describe how he's going further asking question. Please describe how the leader of all the demigods, namely Prajapati, Brahma, decided to establish various manus, the heads of the ages. Please describe the manus also. Please describe the descendants of manus, who are son of Mitra, kindly describe how the planets are situated how the earth as well as underneath it. And also mention their measurement as well as of the planets. The story is that. Now is going to get the story of the rishis and then going in different avatars and Dhruva, this is coming putting the seed of questions right now here. This is that Manu asking a question. Why am where is going to start? That was the Ram idea. Would you please tell me about Brahma, how he created, who all he created, what are the different various Manu he created, right? How does the planets and systems are established, their configuration, all those things. And he goes on many questions. This chapter, so many questions, right? Please also the incarnation, nature, Maheshwara, and please describe the incarnation of Supreme God and his magnanimous activity. Please describe how many you share there are for the elements of man. There are different pralayas. These are one of the pralayas. When does it happen? Describe the incarnation of the Lord. Describe I want to like more about Navatara, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. You can also what are the regarding the Supreme God. What are his identity? What are the six values, knowledge, the Veda, and what are the necessities for the spiritual master and society? Both parts, your answers to all these questions, grand unity, all unity, such charity is greater than all the charities, sacrifices, etc. So this is a very important point that and will see over the period of the time with 10 answers. Means that this is the best charity that you can give to anyone. Right? Giving the best charity to someone is giving the knowledge. Knowledge is the best charity that one can provide. Compared to any other charity that one can give. Right? Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavatham. Now, after all this questions have been posted, now, Maitreya Rishi is telling to answer your question. All the questions that you asked, only one thing you have to do. That thing is, I will tell you Srimad Bhagavatham. It contains everything. In many Puranas, the many Puranas only contain five part of it. But Bhagavatam Purana has all the 10 things in it which we saw in the previous classes. Different 10 things, all the 10 topics have been discussed in Bhagavatam Purana. Many other Puranas, not all 10 topics are covered. Therefore, Bhagavatam Purana is a complete Purana, complete by itself. It has all the subjects which were directly spoken to the great sages by personality of God for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little. Some time ago, being inquisitive to know, Sanat Kumara, the chief of the boy saints, accomplished by other great sages, inquired exactly like you about the truth regarding Vasudeva, the Supreme from Lord Shankarsana, who is seated at the bottom of the universe. The four sons of Brahma, Sanat Kumara, the Chatur Kumara, they went to Shankarsana. Shankarsana is on the top of Shankarsana wood is where the entire creation is being carried. The entire universe was carried on the head of Shankarsana. Shankarsana is another incarnation of the Lord, and also we can say Balaram is the incarnation of Shankarsana. So with his multi-hood is carrying on his head. So the four boys went and asked the same question to Shankarsana, and Shankarsana revealed the answer in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Shankarsana revealed the Bhagavatam also. So the great sage Shankarsana was a chief among the transcendentalists. Can someone help me read? You want to read this?
The great sage Shankarsana was the chief amongst the transcendentalists, and when he was describing the glories of the Lord in terms of human Bhagavatam, it so happened that my spiritual master Bhagavathara and Brahmaspati both heard it. The great sage Bhagavathara and aforementioned beings are advised by the great sage Pulastya spoke unto me the foremost of the Puranas, Bhagavatam. I shall also describe before you, my dear son, the terms of purity, before you are always walking to the Lord.
So you can see here who all the audience were seated, was hearing Parasara, Brahaspati, all those Pulastya Rishi. Nan Navi Padma Bhavanat Aham Avishram. Now this story was told by Brahma also. So Brahma himself narrating this to Narada and so forth. This just comes in different forms, the Guru Parampara. I am born from the lotus flower grown from your navel home. Brahma heard the same Bhagavatam from the Lord himself directly. From the Lord himself. I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. Brahma is speaking all these things. O my Lord, the people of the world are embarrassed by all material anxiety. They are always afraid. They always try to protect wealth, body and friends. They are filled with lamentation and unlawful desires and paraphernalia, and they avariciously base their undertaking on the perishable conception of my and mine. As long as they do not take shelter of your safe lotus feet, they are full of such anxiety. O my Lord, persons who are bereft of the all auspicious performance of chanting and hearing about your transcendental activities are certainly unfortunate and are also bereft of good sense. they engage in inauspicious activities, enjoying sense gratification for a very little while. So the point is made very clear. Brahma is praying to the Lord that anyone who is not taken up the bhakti yoga, anyone who is not chanting the name of chanting your name, or completely caught into this material world for a momentum of happiness. Momentum of happiness, because the happiness is very short, and they get satisfied with the momentum of happiness, which is not very good. Now, chapter 12, creation of Kumaras and others. This is going to be another interesting chapter, where now how Brahma starts creating. Brahma, if you remember, the two creation happens. The Lord, the Supreme Lord, Narayana, creates the tattvams, the basic elements to create. And Brahma becomes a secondary creator. Using the materials, then he starts building on top of it. Further things has been built. Right? That's what happened. Sanakam cha sanatam cha sanatanam atatma bhuhu sanat kumaram cha munin niskriyan urdhva ritasaha. In the beginning, Brahma created 4 great sages named Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. Those were the first born child for Brahma. When Brahma created, he doesn't need a spouse to create children for progeny. Through his Shakti, he has power to create. Through his mind and through his parts of the body, he can create. Creation can happen. So these 4 boys were created at the very first step in the creation. As soon as they were born, then Brahma spoke to these boys, small boys, very brilliant, Tejasvi, Brahma Tejasvi. By looking at them, we can understand how powerful they are. The small boys were born, right? And the father Brahma spoke to these boys. He said, "My dear children," he was said, "My dear son," he said, "now generate progeny." Because what's the project assignment given to Brahma? He has to populate the creation. That's what the assignment given to him. He has to create. Create means you have to produce. Production should happen. So he created these 4 children, told them, gave them, now you also start helping me in my project, which has been given. Creation should happen. You create more children, progeny. Okay. Now generate progeny. But due to their being attached to Vasudeva, here is what happens. We must be thinking, my child is not listening to me, whatever I say, right? It's quite interesting. The first children who were born from Brahma himself, they didn't even listen to their father. Why are we worried our children are not listening to us? Right? But the reasons were different. A higher purpose they had. So Brahma told, now you 4 boys, go and produce more children. And this boy said, sorry dad, I can't get into that program, family business. I don't want to get into that program, it's too much. We are already understood what life means, where we should be spending our time, what should we be doing. We know everything. Getting married, getting children, putting them into the school, all sort of paying taxes, right? It's too much. We don't want to. We are already crossed those. We don't want to get into this program. We know what that is. So let us focus on Vasudeva. Brahma became upset. Father was angry. He was upset. But then he was quite a gentleman. Brahma was a gentleman. He didn't show his anger by screaming at his children and shouting at them. And he was upset. But he couldn't control his emotions. Now this all, you have to listen. Interesting things are coming up. So he said he couldn't control his emotions, but his anger was within himself. The anger bursted out. His anger bursted out from his forehead. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen. Should we proceed? Interesting things to see. What's going to happen now? Now see, on the refusal of the sons to obey the order of their father, there was much anger generated in the mind of Brahma. which he tried to control and not express. Try to control, not express. How much ever he tried, he couldn't succeed on that one. So what happened? Bhruvor Madhyar Prajapatihi. Bhruvor Madhyar Prajapati. Bhruva means in the middle of Prajapati is Brahma. In the middle of his eyebrows, Sadhyo Ajayata Tan Manyuhu Kumara Neela Lohitaha. Although he tried to curb his anger, it came out from between his eyebrows, and a child mixed blue and red was immediately generated. There was a child was born from this between his eyebrows. A child came out, blue and reddish in complexion. Right? This child was born. If we get angry, nothing gets born. What happens? Nothing is happening. Right? When Brahma gets angry, child is getting born. Just imagine. This child came out, popping out his eyebrows now. After his birth, this child started crying like any other child. And this child cried for, usually child cries, you put something on his mouth, what is pacifier? You put a pacifier, it becomes quiet. Or you give some milk, become quiet. Do something, ding, 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 something, you make a sound, the child becomes quiet for some time, right? So this child was crying for hundreds of years as the baby was born. And Brahma was thinking what to do now. The baby started asking, what is my name? What is my name? Right? The baby started, what's my name? I've been born, what's my name? After this child began to cry, O destiny maker, teachers of the universe, kindly designate my name and place. Tell me, keep a name to me and give me a place where I can be. The child started speaking. Now, the all-powerful Brahma, who was born from the lotus flower, pacified the boy with gentle words, accepting his request, and said, "Do not cry." He said, "Do not cry. I shall certainly do as you desire." Therefore, Brahma said, "O chief of the demigods, you shall be called by the name Rudra." Called by the name Rudra. By all people, because you have so anxiously cried. Rudra, the dhatu word of Rudra means to cry. Rudra. So it's to cry. Right? Because he was born and he was crying continuously, he got a name as Rudra. Same thing is applied in Ramayana also. Someone got a similar name, whose name was something else, and his name was changed. His initial name was Dasagriva, and he was later called as Dasagriva. Griva means head, Dasa means 10.
Ravana.
Yeah, 10 head. And he got another name as Ravana, because he was crying out of pain, because he tried to lift the Kailash mountain where Lord Shiva was there, and his hands and legs got stuck. He couldn't do anything. And then all the Shiva Kinkaras came and said, "You have to please Lord Shiva. Unless he is pleased, your rest of your life is going to be stuck like this. There's no way you can get out of it." Therefore, he started singing in Kamboji Raga and pacified Lord Shiva, and Shiva came and gave him a new title, name, which is,
Ravana.
since you cried, your name will be Ravana. Therefore, he got this name. And then Manyur Mahinaso Mahan Chaiva Ridvajaha. Now he also gives that 11 different Rudra are 11. Okay, the Lord Brahma said, "My dear boy Rudra, you have 11 other names. Your 11 other names: Manyu, Manu, Mahinasa, Mahan, Shiva, Ridvaja, Ugraretha, Bhava, Kala, Vamadeva, Dhritvritha." And not only that, this 11 Rudras will get 11 consorts, wives. Their names has been told here. The 11 names of them also said as Dhi, Dhriti, Rasala, Uma, Niyut, Sarpi, Ila, Ambika, Iravati, Swadha, and Diksha. These are the 11 names of wives of those 11 Rudras. Now, the sons and the grandsons generated by Rudra were unlimited. The 11 Rudras with their wives, unlimited progeny, children were born. Many were born. But what happened was they were in a fast track program. Everything was getting generated, but all those generated children were becoming little disturbance to the creation. They were creating some sort of disturbance to the whole entire universe. When Brahma, the father of the living entity, saw this, he became afraid of the situation. He said, "What is this? We need to have good generation being produced, but all this is getting disturbed now." So many things are happening. Brahma told Rudra. Who wants to read? You want to read?
O best among the demigods, there is no need for you to generate living entities of this nature. They have begun to devastate everything on all sides with the fiery flames from their eyes, and they have even attacked me.
So whoever is being generated and created by those 11 Rudras, they started creating disturbance and even started attacking. Brahma himself, Maitreya Uvacha. Therefore, Maitreya said, Yem Atmabhuvadisha Parikramya Kiram Patim Badham iti Amum Amantriya Vivesha Tapase Vanam. Thus, Rudra, having been ordered by Brahma, circumambulated his father, the master of the Vedas. Addressing him with words of assent, he entered the forest to perform austere penance. Respected his father, and then he left to the forest. Rudra left to the forest to perform some penance. Brahma was empowered by the supreme personality of Godhead, thought of generating living entities, and begot 10 sons for the extension of generation. Now you're going to hear a lot of names, interesting names here. Now Brahma again started generating. So he created 10 other sons. Who are they? Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bruhu, Vashishta, Daksha. The 10 sons, Narada, were all born. Sometime you hear, if you go to and you start any pujas and all those things, they will ask for your Kula and Gotra. Kula Gotra. So if you see, one of the things will get connected to these rishis. This is how it get connected. Huh? Which Gotra you for Brahaspati and Brihu and Pulastya, different things are there, right? Now religion was manifested from the breast of Brahma, where the religion came is from his chest of Brahma, where the Lord Narayana is present. Kardama, the sage Kardama Muni, husband of great Devahuti, was manifested from the shadow of Brahma. Kardama Rishi, born from the shadow of the Brahma. Okay. Vedas are Vedas, all Upavedas, Kadachit Dhyayatah Shastur, Veda Asam Chaturmukhat, Ayurvedam, Dhanurvedam, Gandharvam Vedam, Atmanah, Stapatyam, Chadrishat Vedam, Kramat, Purvadbhir Mukaihi, Itihasa Puranani, Panchamam Vedam, Ishwarah, Harvebhya eva Vaktrabhya, Sajjas Sarva Darshanah. So all this Purana, Vedas, Upavedas, Itihasas, Puranas, everything came from the mouth of Brahma. Everything came from the mouth of Brahma. Vidyadhanam tapasatyam dharmasyetat padancha ashramascha yata sankyam asrajat saha vritibihi. Education, charity, penance and truth are said to be the 4 legs of religion, and to learn this there are 4 orders of life with different classification of caste according to the vocation Brahma created all this in systematic order. Brahma started creating. He started creating the Varnashrama system and putting in place of all the rules and regulation, education. Everything is coming into the place. Out of them, the one who had the male form, now what happens? Two personality came out of Brahma. Two personality came out of Brahma. One was a male, another one was a female. Okay. Now the male one was Manu, and second one was Shatarupa. Shatarupa. Manu and Shatarupa. And then when they were born, they got married and they produced children. And they had two children, Priyavrta and Uttanapada. Priyavrta and Uttanapada. And they had three daughters, Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti. You don't need to remember all this name. If you already know, then this is how it gets connected. Because these names are the one who is going to build up on who is going to be who is the father of Dhruva, who is father Prahlad, and all the different things are coming into the place now. It's just introduction now. Family tree has been introduced now. So therefore, initially Brahma created 10 rishis, we saw, along with Narada, and then after that, from Rudra, many things got created. Rudra was sent to forest for austerity, and then Brahma started continuing producing more progeny. In the progeny, two people came out of it, Manu and then Shatarupa. Manu and Shatarupa got two children, Priyavrta and Uttanapada, and they also got three daughters, right? Ahuti, Devahuti and Prasuti. The father Manu handed over his first daughter, Ahuti, to the sage Ruchi. The middle daughter Devahuti to the sage Kardama, and the youngest Prasuti to Daksha. Daksha is quite famous. Many of you might know Daksha Prajapati, who is also the father-in-law of Shiva. His interesting story is coming up later. From them, all the world filled with population. Now they are in an aggressive program. Everything is getting, all population is getting generated everywhere because there's more people to help. Manur Uvacha. Now, as soon as Manu was ready and Shatarupa was ready, now they need a place to produce children. They came out of Brahma. Now they are going and asking to their father, where should we go? Give us a place where we can settle down, and then we can have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and we can do whatever we want to. But we need a place. We need a place. Where are you going to allot us? Place means it has to be earth, earthly planet. Therefore, here is what it happens. Because what's going to happen now is we are getting into the story of Varaha, appearance of Varaha. Now, the way that the Bhagavatam goes is not in sequence. Okay? You must be thinking, Dasavatara means, what's the first avatara? Matsya, Kurma. And the third one is Varaha, Varaha avatar. But that's not the order it goes. So, okay? So we have to understand that thing also. So the very first avatar that's going to be told is Varaha avatar. Varaha avatar is going to be told. So now the Manu said, all powerful Lord, O killer of all sins, I shall abide your order. Now please let me know by my place and that of the living entities born of me. O master of the demigod, please attempt to lift the earth which is merged in the great water. The Manu is going and asking Brahma, we want to produce children, we want to have a family life, we have to do a family planning, therefore we need a place. Could you please lift the earth from the ocean? That's how he goes and tells to Brahma. Brahma is telling you, lift the earth from the ocean. And Brahma is telling, what? Lift the earth from the ocean? Garbhodakshaya ocean. You should not thinking, earth is a planet, earth has an ocean in it. Now the globe is merged into the ocean. How? Come on, hold on. How is that practical? Right? So the ocean that got the earth has got immersed, right? It's not the ocean within the earth. It is Garbhodakshaya ocean, different ocean altogether. So the earth is being put into this ocean. Therefore, earth has to be lifted up so we can go and start working on the creation. So they went to Brahma and said, my dear Lord, lift the earth from the ocean. Brahma was thinking, lifting the earth from the ocean. Okay. Oh, sinless Udra. All of a sudden, while they were having this conversation, Brahma was thinking, how am I going to lift the ocean, lift the earth from the ocean? And what to do now? While they were having the discussion, from the nostril, right? Brahma's nostril, not our nostril. From Brahma's nostril, a small particle, very small thing came out. Brahma's nostril, something is coming from his nose is auspicious. Okay? Oh, you know, very good. So some small thing came out from Brahma's nose. It came out, popped out, a small thing, like a boar, right? Wild boar, pig. Another sense. We don't call it pig. We call it boar is much decent than pig. Boar, wild boar came out, small one, this size, like a small size, $1, small one. Then as they were thinking, what is this? I never thought of creating anything. Something is coming out of it. When at the time all the rishis, munis, and everyone were assembled over there. All people were there. That small boar of $1 boar became $5 now. I'm putting a figure now so you can imagine. Otherwise, it's very hard to understand. So $5. Oh, okay. Now it's become little bigger. $6? Okay, no. $10, $100. So it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It becomes such a huge boar. You cannot imagine the size of the boar. It's so big. The descendant of Bharata, while Brahma was observing him, that boar becomes situated in the sky in a wonderful manifestation as gigantic as a great elephant. First of all, this boar was seen no bigger than a tip of a thumb. Angushtam means this is called Angushta. Angushtamata Purusha Shukta also says this one. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart, in the Angushtam, in the size of this one, is situated in the heart. Like that, he appeared like a small one, now he's become so big, very huge. He was as large as a stone by mind, is perturbed. Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu? Everyone was started thinking, is he Vishnu? Who is he? Who should be he? While Brahma was deliberating with his sons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu roared tumultuously like a great mountain. He started making that sound, the sound was echoing so much, right? It's made a sound. It is said the size of this particular Varaha is, the Varaha on his anklet, you have this anklet around your anklet. Like that, the Varaha also has an anklet. Those anklet is like a thick anklet, and the anklet inside has some valuable gems, which will make sound when they walk. These sounds. And now it is said one of the stone within that anklet, that one stone, right, gem, is the size of a Meru mountain. Now you should know what Meru mountain is next. Meru mountain is one of the huge, biggest mountain you can ever imagine. Right? That is the size of one of the stone within that anklet. Imagine the size of Varagadev then. Varagadev is unimaginable. So he was such huge, such a huge size. Now he was ready. Varagadev was ready, playing like an elephant. He was just happy. When the elephant sees the water, they become very happy. They splash and suck the water and splash it out. And so Varahadev also become very happy, he jumped into the water. The way that such a huge body jumping into the ocean divided into two parts. Such a huge body falls into the water. It divided into two parts, and the ocean god came out and said, "Please, my lord, spare me. Spare me, don't destroy me, spare me." The ocean lord came out and prayed to the Lord. Then Varahadev went deep into the ocean, as he was just going deep into the ocean. At the bottom, he could see the earth, Mother Earth was situated. Mother Earth was situated over there. And then he could see, diving into the water like a giant mountain, the boat divided the water, right? Going on. The boar were very, Lord boar very easily took the earth. He has a tusk. He had a tusk. The Varahadev, he lifted Mother Earth, which is tusk. Right? Now the Mother Earth was situated on the tusk of Varahadev. Now imagine how huge that myth, the Varaha avatar should be. He was coming out. While he was coming out, there was a challenge. There was one demon called Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha.
He's Hiranyakashipu's brother.
Yes, he is Hiranyakashipu's brother. Hiranyaksha. He came and he was trying to defeat and fight Vishnu, Varahadev, and Varahadev finished him. When Varahadev finished, killed him. Therefore, Lord Boar killed the demon within the water, just as a lion kills an elephant. The cheeks and tongues of the Lord become smeared with the blood of the demon, just as an elephant becomes reddish from digging in the purple earth. Now, Varaha came out and placed Mother Earth in the right position, and then all the sages and rishis and everyone started glorifying Varahadev. Varahadev ki jai. So that is the appearance of Lord Varahadev. And now the story continues. What's going to happen is now next, after Varahadev, the Uttanapada story going to continue, and Dhruvas and etc. All those things are coming. We'll continue the story next class. Any questions? Discussions?
Who were the parents of Hiranyakashipu?
Who are the parents? Diti, Kashyapa. Diti and Kashyapa. So the question is going to be asked, the same question is going to be asked. Who is this Hiranyakashipu? How did they become so powerful? How that they can take the earth and put it inside? Who are their parents? So that's all covered in the next section of how Diti got these two children, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Any other questions?
Similar question. So was there influence of Maya like on Brahma and Rudra, like when they were created for the first time? Was there influence of three modes basically? Like
They're not influenced by three modes, but they are the predominating, they've been being the predominating deity of those three modes. For example, the Rajas, the mode of passion, is considered, predominating deity is considered to be Brahmaji. The mode of ignorance, predominating deity considered to be Shivji. Predominating deity for Sattva-guna is considered to be Vishnu. At times, they also get, Brahma also get bewildered with three modes. But not that they're fully influenced by that thing. At times they also get influenced, and sometimes they are not. They forget sometimes, and they also make some mistakes.
Material energy is created by that time, and
those things are all created before Brahma.
Before
Brahma. The three modes are created. Everything is created. Now Brahma uses those things to create further. Any other questions? So we are going to see in our next class the pregnancy of Diti, right? Her pregnancy, her children, who are their children, and so forth. So Bhagavatam started with stories. So we'll continue our next class. Thank you and Hare Krishna.